She sat beside me like she'd been waiting her whole life to take that seat. Red dress, calm eyes, a smile too confident to be innocent. We were at the airport lounge. Thanksgiving rush. People buzzing, luggage rolling, children crying, noise everywhere. Yet when she spoke, the world went silent. "Your wife is cheating with my husband." Just like that. No warning, no tremor in her voice, as if she were commenting on the weather. I stared at her, unable to breathe. My fingers tightened around my coffee cup until the paper dented. A heart shouldn't make noise, but mine was pounding like a hammer trying to escape my chest. She leaned closer. Her perfume carried something sweet, dangerous. "Forget her," she whispered. "Go out with me tonight." A smirk, like she enjoyed my pain. I should have walked away. I should have asked questions. Instead, something cold, sharp, almost surgical awakened inside me. A part of me I pretended didn't exist. Maybe betrayal unlocks what love keeps chained. My phone buzzed. A message from my wife. "Busy tonight. Don't wait up." The timing was cruel. Or perfect. I looked back at the woman beside me. Her eyes sparkled, like she knew how this story would end long before I did. I smiled slowly. Yes, one word. A decision that would rearrange the bones of my life. And hers. We sat together that evening in a quiet restaurant. Dim lights, wine, her gaze never left me. She introduced herself, Elena, married, hurt, angry, but beneath all that, composed, like me. We talked without talking. Words were just decoration. The truth sat between us like a third person at the table. Her husband, my wife, lovers. I laughed once, cold, humorless. It tasted like metal. Later, I returned home. The house smelled like jasmine, like her. My wife was asleep on the couch, hair messy, phone glowing on the table beside her. A message preview. "Can't wait for last night again, baby. M.M. Elena's husband. My chest burned, but my face remained calm. Ice forming where warmth used to live. I watched her sleep, the woman I once built my world around. She looked peaceful, innocent. Lies often do. Something shifted inside me gently, like a door closing. Not rage, just realization. She woke and smiled like nothing was broken. "You're home early." I nodded, silent. She kissed my cheek. I felt nothing. That night I lay awake beside her, eyes open, mind racing. Every memory replaying itself, now tainted. Laughter, promises, plans, rotten from the inside. I didn't confront her, not yet. Pain makes you patient. Investigation became my religion. I went through phone records, bank statements, GPS logs. Lies leave footprints, careless, arrogant. She was sloppy. 4 months. Hotels, weekly lunches, business trips, all lining up perfectly like a puzzle I never wanted to solve. I smiled at her every morning, kissed her forehead, made breakfast, played the role so well she never suspected the storm inside me. Elena helped. She sent screenshots, photos, receipts. She wanted revenge. I wanted truth. 2 different hungers, same table. We met secretly, exchanged evidence. We became allies, cold, strategic partners in the art of dismantling betrayal. But she wanted more. Sometimes her hand brushed mine, and she looked at me like I was her escape. I kept my distance. I wasn't hers. I wasn't anyone's anymore. One evening, Elena asked, "When will you confront them?" I turned to the window, watching city lights blur like memories fading. When it hurts the most. Not anger, just calculation. Thanksgiving arrived. Family gathered. My wife insisted we spend it at her mother's house. I agreed. But first, something unexpected happened. My daughter-in-law called. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes," she snapped. entitled, rude. She treated me like old furniture. I stared at the phone for a moment. Calm. Enjoy, I answered. Then I took a photo. Not of me, of my new villa in Switzerland. The one nobody knew I bought. Marble floors, glass walls, snow-covered mountains reflected like a dream carved in ice. I sent it to the family group chat, quietly. No explanation. My phone rang 71 times that evening. I didn't answer a single call. I just packed. Not clothes, documents, proof. A week later, I walked into the restaurant where my wife and her lover were having lunch. Elena sat beside me, uninvited but expected. They froze. My wife's face drained of color. Her lover coughed, eyes darting like prey. I placed a folder on the table. Hotel receipts, screenshots, photos. DNA test result of their daughter she never told me about. Silence cut sharper than any scream. My wife trembled. "You knew?" I nodded slowly, calm, detached. Elena leaned forward and smiled like a knife being unsheathed. "Happy Thanksgiving." Her husband stared at her, confused, like he finally felt the weight of his sins. My wife reached for my hand. "Please, we can fix this." I pulled my hand away softly, like removing a bandage from a healed wound. I already did. Divorce papers slid across the table. Attorney stamped. Final. Her lips quivered. Tears gathered. Not mine. A key accompanied the documents. The villa. But not for her. For me. I stood. Elena stood with me. My wife's voice cracked. "You're leaving me? For her?" I looked at Elena. She looked at me. Something unspoken passed. Not love. Understanding. Two broken people who learned to wield silence as weapon. "No," I replied quietly. "I'm leaving you for myself." I walked out without turning back. The sound of her sob followed us into the cold air like a ghost losing its home. The villa windows overlooked the lake, so still it felt like time stopped to breathe. I poured 2 glasses of wine. Elena sat across from me. Snow fell outside, quiet, clean, unforgiving. She asked, "Do you miss her?" I thought about it. The laughter, the betrayal, the moment she broke what we built. "No," I said, "because you can't miss what never truly belonged to you." We sat in silence, not lovers, not partners, just survivors of different wars. I felt light, empty in a peaceful way, free. I raised my glass, to endings, to truth, to walking away with a steady heart. And as the snow kept falling, I knew one thing with brutal clarity. Some stories don't need a happy ending, just a final one.